Okay, namaste, ashe, hotep. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I would like to thank you for tapping into this high vibrational message, and I hope you all are doing well. Okay, today we're going to talk about the first house in astrology, the secrets of the first house. Okay, the occult, mystic secrets of the first house in your natal/astrology chart. Okay, because this is the most important house, guys. If you've been having trouble with, because I know they don't consider this the relationship house, but this actually starts. This is like the first step to your relationship house, because this is the house of you. Now, for those that are not familiar with the houses, or just not familiar with astrology altogether, you have 12 houses within your chart, and they all dictate a certain space within your reality. Okay, it's not just the planets. Okay, because I know a lot of my certain clients, know about the certain planets. Some people just know about the sun sign. Okay, so the first one is your space, is your physical reality. It's all about you. Okay, so if you're having trouble with success, if you're having trouble with finding who you are, if you're having trouble with relationships, everything, it all starts here. Okay, and the reason why it's relationships too, because, okay, the seventh house dictates relationships, all right, which you bring in. But remember, seventh is opposite from the first house, okay? Because the first house is originally ruled by Aries. The seventh house is originally ruled by Libra. They're the exact opposite. So whatever happens in that first house is going to affect that seventh house. Okay, if that doesn't make sense, all right, I'll get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out, because there's so much information that, I'm pretty sure you guys can find out. The first thing I want to point out, though, is that the first house represents the character that you should play in public. The best character that you should play in public, because every time you step out, like you go to a job, or you're hanging out someplace that's outside of your home, everybody puts up a certain mask. Okay, so your first house lets you know which mask that you should play, because if you play that certain character correctly, this will lead you to your success. This will lead you to the relationships that you need. Because guess what? Whatever you put out, because the first house is what you put out to reality, you get back in the seventh house. Okay, so this really affects your relationships, because if you feel like you're not attracting the right kind of individuals, which a lot of people, I know a lot of you are, right? A lot of you have this problem saying, I can't find the right correct relationships, I can't find the right friendships. Is because you're not aware of what you're putting out to reality. You're not aware of what you're putting out through your first house. Because if you align yourself with your first house ruler, okay, then you'll attract exactly who you need, situations that you need as well. Okay, so this is the character that you need to play the best. Let's take, for an example, let's say you have Aries on your first house. That means you're always supposed to take the direct route in your reality. You need to take up the leadership role. You need to take the first step. You need to take charge. People need to look to you. You need to go into the danger zones. Half the time you might have to go by yourself. Okay? Again, if you're not resonating with this and you have Aries on that first house, this is why you're not getting the success you deserve. Of course, and now you also want to look at the first house lord, what they call in Eastern astrology, but we still use this in Western astrology as well. You want to find out, okay, so let's just say again, you have Aries ruling here on the first house. Now you want to find out where Mars is at. Okay, because wherever Mars is at and how Mars is being affected is going to dictate also that first house. Okay. Also, that character that you need to play. All right. It kind of gets very complicated. You need to find out where Mars is at, and also the sign that's ruling Mars. All right, and you got to mesh them together. This is why it's very essential to have an astrologer help you out with this, because this could be success or failure for you. Okay, so of course the first house also dictates many other things. It dictates your body, your facial structure. It dictates how you move about in life. Again, what's the best way for you to move about in life? Okay, but more importantly, it's what you give off to others. A lot of people don't know about their first house because it's them. And what's the big problem with many people today? Lack of knowledge of self, of the self. Okay, if you're not studying yourself, remember, I tell people all the time that if you're having all these things come to you, you don't know why they're coming. The classic thing is people on social media, coming at all the people that come into their life, all their exes and stuff like that, and they're such horrible people, right? You got to look at yourself. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you got to look at yourself, because you're bringing those people in. All right, you're bringing those people in because you're not effectively understanding what you're bringing out. So again, the first house is this mask that you need to play when you're in reality, when you're in the matrix, when you're in the illusion. What's the illusion that you need to create? People always asking me why I call myself Mirage the Illusionist, because I understand something here. You guys understand it too, that everything is an illusion. But you are the creator of your illusion. That's why you have to become the illusionist. Okay? So you have to take control. So you need to find out your first house. Let me give another example. Let's say you have Cancer on the first. By the way, they call this the ascendant sign and also the rising sign. There's a couple different names. It's the first house, your ascendant, your rising, whatever it is, it's the same thing. We're talking about the same thing. Let's just say you have Cancer here. Okay, that means putting on the mask of being the nurturing individual, somebody that's not judgmental, somebody who makes people feel safe. Again, because Cancer represents the home, so when people come in your space, you should make them feel like they're at home. You should make them feel comfortable. A lot of times this already will play out for you, the ones that have Cancer ascendant. Well, a lot of people will be like, they'll be like, when I'm around you, it just seems like I know you. It seems like I've known you for a long time, or you just make me feel real comfortable and at ease. You make me feel real calm. Again, this is Cancer ascendant. That's my ascendant sign. Okay, I have Cancer ascendant sign, or Cancer rising, or Cancer first house. All right. So again, this is the character that you need to play out with intentionally, even in business, and even when you go to work. If you play this character, this is when you receive the most benefits. This is the secret that a lot of people are not telling you. They put so much emphasis on that sun sign. All right. A lot of times the sun sign is what you really want to throw out there. But again, not everybody needs to see that part of you right away. Okay, the first house really kind of dictates, that first impression people get before they even get to see the sun sign, before they even get to see your ego or your consciousness, because that's what the sun represents. Okay, so when people have a deep conversation with you and they get to know your values, they get to know things that you love, the things that you dislike, this is when they start seeing, this is that sun sign. That's your ego. Okay. So the first house becomes even more important than your ego. All right. Even though they say, they say the moon, the sun, and the ascendant, these are like really kind of equal, whatever, it depends. Okay. All I have to say is that, understanding this first house, understanding the first house of, the first house Lord too. Again, if you have Cancer on the ascendant, that means you have to look where the moon is at. Okay? Let's just say your moon is in the 10th house. Okay? So that'll automatically mean for you, and this is going to be very vague because we have to look at everything. You have to look at the whole entire chart. Again, this is why you need an effective chart reading. You guys already know I do in-depth astrology readings. Even if you had the basic reading, because if you had an astrology reading with me and I went through the whole thing, okay, that's still the basic form. And if you want particular sections or something or a particular topic within your chart, then you're going to need another chart reading specifically on that because it's that deep. Okay, it's that deep. So if you have the moon, let's say you have the moon in the 10th house and you have Cancer ruling on the ascendant. All right, this means you need to, because what is the 10th house? The 10th house is what you need to show to the world. All right, what you need to give to the world. Some people call this the career house because it's like the stage. What are you giving? What are you giving to the community? What do you, what is your purpose? So that means giving yourself would be your purpose if you had this placement, Cancer on the first house, with your moon in the 10th house. Your purpose is giving your total self, showing you, opening your heart, showing all your vulnerability, how vulnerable you are. Okay, and picking yourself back up, picking the pieces back up within yourself, and then in return, you'll help all the other vulnerable individuals. Okay, you become a guiding light for those people. All right, when you have the moon in the first house, you got to be vulnerable in front of the world because that moon is what you like to hide away from the public. Like you love to put that sun sign in the front. That's what you love to show. But you don't really like to show that moon sign too much. But you have to if it's in the 7th house, the 1st, or the 10th. Okay, so you understand and think about this. Remember, if the ascendant Lord is sitting next to another planet, now you have another variable to add up. Because let's just say it's sitting next to Jupiter. Let's just say your moon is sitting next to Jupiter in the 10th house. That's a whole nother story. This is why you gotta get help mapping it out. Because this could be your success, guys. Okay, for those that know their chart and are already studying this chart, you need to study this and put it into practice. Because, like I said, look up the character. What is that character? Play out that character and watch life start to change around for you. Okay? But remember, like I said, it also represents the body. So again, if you have that Cancer up on the ascendant, then your body is going to be really sensitive. Your skin is going to be really sensitive, maybe more pale than usual. Okay? You might have a problem with weight a little bit sometimes. Your weight might fluctuate. All right? You're going to have more of a round body. But again, it all, like I said, it all depends, because what if you have planets within that first house? These planets become the most important planets for you because they dictate the direction in your life. Because your first house dictates your direction in life. It's kind of like your life path number in numerology. Because in your life path kind of dictates, the direction, how you do things. What steps you tend to take. So let's just say, especially in new situations, by the way, let's just say you have Libra on the first house. Okay? This is going to tell you that you take things a little bit slower when you move, especially in new situations, because you want to balance things out. You want to analyze things, because Libra, don't get it twisted, Libra is a very intellectual sign. Okay, it's a cardinal air sign, very intellectual, and it's the opposite of Aries. So Aries likes to just rush in, right, and take charge, and Libra's like, wait, man, let me understand the politics of this area before I make a move. So they tend to move a lot slower on the first house. Okay, though they move slower, they're more efficient though. So again, every sign has their weaknesses and every sign has their strengths. So it's, again, everything is equal within the 12 spaces. Okay, so again, so this first house dictates everything in your life because it's all about you. Okay. Another thing about the first house that maybe a lot of people don't know about is that this really helps you understand your alchemical process. Okay, because remember, your body is the alchemy lab. The alchemists understood that the body is the lab. Remember, the cover-up story of the alchemists is that there's these guys, old guys, you know, in a bunch of lab coats and stuff like that, trying to turn lead into gold. It's not a fact. Okay. Now, there might have been some people that were actually doing that, but the real alchemists understood that the body was the lab. So they were putting certain herbal tonics together, consuming them, you know, taking specimens, putting it together, you know, exposing their bodies to to certain frequencies, and to certain light spectrums like the moonlight, understanding all these things about the body and how your body reacts to certain tones, vibrations. Okay, think about when you eat something and the process, what happens to that food when it goes through your body. It's like it's like an alchemy process. Okay, they understood this. So the first house helps you understand your alchemical structure for your body. All right, is it leaning more towards which element is it leaning more towards? And this has nothing to do with your ruling element, though a lot of times, not all the time, but most of the time, you know, your ruling element will be connected to your first house. Now, it may differ if, you know, your first house is in a little bit of a trouble, you know, it's lacking in something, and there's another house that's really, really strong, you know, and your ruling element will take on to that. But a lot of times your ruling element will be centered around the sign that rules your first house, but not all the time, guys. This is why I say you need effective reading to understand your rulerships. This is your ruling planet, your ruling sign, your ruling element, and your ruling mode. All four of these things you cannot find on the free websites because you have to manually calculate them. Okay, I tell everybody the free websites are only good for seeing the positions, but not getting the adequate information from those positions. You can read that stuff all you want, it's not going to help you. All right, you have to do your due diligence and thoroughly study this stuff for years, and so you can have it into your subconscious mind, so now you have the intuition to put it all together. All right. So what's your alchemical process? This is going to help you understand about how your body works. This is the reason why some people are sluggish certain parts of the day, certain parts of the year. Why some people are more athletic, some people are more laid back, because it's the alchemical process of you. Because if you have planets in there too, it's even more complicated. Concerning me, I have the moon, I have Cancer and the ascendant, then I have the moon in there, which is in Cancer, and I have Jupiter in there, which is in Cancer. Remember, those planets that are in your first house are going to be your most important planets. Okay? They're going to dictate a lot of what goes on in your life. And this necessarily has nothing to do with your ruling planet either. Though, a lot of times, depending on if that planet is in bad shape. All right? So if it's in bad shape, the energy is going to be pulled back a little bit. But if it's in good shape, like, all right, take my moon for example. My moon is in Cancer, is at home. My first house is in Cancer. Then the moon is in there. The moon is in real good shape. So my moon is in the moon is my ruling planet. Okay? So understanding your alchemical process. Like I said, understanding how, your body. How can you effectively charge your body up? If you're tired all the time, what can you do to change that so you can have more energy, so you can take more action, so you can endure more pressure? This is why I said this is so important for you guys. Understanding this first house is so important for you guys. I told you I only talk about astrology when it's actually important and about personal development. But you understand this, you're on your road to success. All right. So if all you out there who have this problem are trying to understand this, again, this is why I'm here to help. All right. This is why I'm here to help. I'm not charging you that much. I'm not charging you $500, $800. Okay. But if you effectively follow the steps that I give you, if you get a reading from me, which my email is in the description of this video, occulthealing22@gmail.com. Again, it's in the description of this video. Check that out. Email me. I'm not charging you that much. Okay? I am charging you for equal exchange, though. If you effectively play this out, it's going to lead you into better relationships. Like I said, better career choices, a better way of understanding your body, so you can understand what makes you fatigued, what makes you weak, what makes you vulnerable, what makes you endure, what makes you stronger. All right, understanding your law of attraction. See, we talk about the law of attraction, right? It's not one fit all. The same, everybody attracts a different way. Your first house shows you how you attract. Your seventh house shows you what you attract. Okay? So all of you that need to attract better situations, better people, all right, how should you attract? I'll give another example. Let's just say you have Virgo on the first house. Okay, how would a Virgo ascendant attract? All right, you attract with first of all, you attract with your work ethic. But you attract because you got to understand what Virgo is, especially in the first house, because now we're taken to initiative. Remember, the first house is the original house of Aries, so that's initiative. Now you're putting Virgo in the forefront. Those who don't understand Virgos are here to fix things. This is why they come off so critical, because they analyze things and they say, hey, this needs to be here, this needs to be here, this is how it can work better. You need to tap into that, because when individuals see that in you, they're going to come to you for help, because everybody wants to come to the Virgo for help because they know how to do everything. All right? They know how to fix everything. Again, if you're not resonating with this, this is why you haven't been successful. I'm saying if you're not resonating with this and you have Virgo in the ascendant, this is why you're not successful. So I'm trying to tell you guys, all right? So all you Virgo ascendants out there, really put your mind into fixing those situations, because then you're going to attract that success that you need, and that those people that you need. All right, and you want to instead you want to attract those people who can't take your criticism, because they don't understand that you're trying to help them. You're getting into unnecessary battles. Okay, so not misunderstanding your first house will get you into unnecessary battles, unnecessary relationships, unnecessary career choices. Stop working for places that you don't really want to be at. Guys, we're in the age of Aquarius. That's old world stuff where you have to work somewhere that you don't like just for money. I already gave you, for those of you who still haven't got the how to make money from home session, contact me in the email as well. I have it in the MP3, so as soon as you make your payment, I send you the MP3, the audio. It's 2-hour audio. Take notes, listen to it over and over again, and start implementing the process. Stop working at places you don't want to work at. You have the power to make the change. I'm giving you this information, okay? So, hope this information is helpful, guys. Like I said, for those astrology readings, occulthealing22@gmail.com, for the how to make money from home sessions, for the detox sessions, for the hypnosis session. Also, guys, the one for you guys that want to change your reality through your subconscious mind, the hypnosis session that I created, also with the PDF that it comes with, that details you all about that, how to change your reality. I'm giving this stuff out to you, of course, with an exchange, but I'm saying I have it right here for you. The reason why I'm coming back so hard is because a lot of you have been lied to. You know, because you go to think about how, especially you guys that have been in the spiritual community for a long period of time and still in the same place, still haven't risen higher, still haven't got to the next level. Why? Somebody's lying to you. I'm giving it to you, all right? So those of you that want to change your reality through your subconscious mind, my hypnosis package, okay? That will be, again, for that, for the prices, email me at occulthealing22@gmail.com. That email is in the description. Also, for the people that want the ebooks, the over 500 plus ebooks on the occult, on the mysticism, on tarot, astrology, all these different things. In my last video, I told you guys I partnered with a company and I got them down to a very, very small price. This is worth hundreds of dollars. It's not going to last long, okay? So, it's not going to last long. That link will be in the description as well. Again, success, prosperity, health comes to the people who jump up and take opportunities and make decisions. I'm trying my best to give you guys opportunities. And again, shout out to the people that have been taking those opportunities, because you guys are the ones that's going to be rising higher. All right, I'm trying to get you guys off of that low frequency. Let's go. Okay. So study your first house. Like I said, my email is in the description of this video. The link to the over 500 ebooks, the link to that is in the description of this video. I will leave you guys in I namaste. Look, take this energy. Take this energy. I hope you're feeling this energy. If you're spiritually attuned, you're feeling this energy. I'm giving it to you. Take that energy and do something today. Create something today. Go call up a friend and hang out with them today and spread love and positivity. Go just give this to your children. Take this to your job and show out so they can give you a raise. All right. Or work on your project, work on your music, work on your dancing, work on your diet, work on your personality. Take this energy. All right. I'll leave you in Hotep. Namaste. Keep your vibrations high. I love you. Stay positive. Be a superhero. Okay. Until next time.